We've officially made it through the first week of school and I'm effing exhausted. Okay, I'm pretty sure my 6-year-old is handling this change in our sleep schedule better than I am. He is the one that's actually going to bed earlier and I'm still staying up late at night like a little fucking rat scrolling on my phone in bed. This morning when I went to go wake him up, mind you, I'm like groggy, my alarm just went off. I walk into his room and he's literally already awake. Good morning, mommy. I genuinely don't know how I survived the first 18 years of my life. I had more going on and I was busier then than I have ever been as an adult, even with raising my 2 children, I'm pretty sure. Granted, I am a stay-at-home mom, so that does like allow me some freedoms. If you couldn't tell by my somewhat erratic personality, I was an overachieving, gifted and talented student for the majority of my school career. The only problem is my need to succeed did not hinge on this like intrinsic desire to be proud of myself. Solely rested on my overwhelming fear of failure and just people pleasing. I was going to school, I was taking college courses, AP classes, working. I played varsity sports in the fall and the spring, which meant when I wasn't actively playing a sport, I was in conditioning for whichever sport was coming up next. Constantly had something going on and my brain was like that episode of SpongeBob where he's like running through the filing center and all of the files are in flames and nobody can figure out what's going on. By the time I was graduating high school, I was so burnt out and I had kind of like started slacking off in my senior year. I also had no idea what I wanted to do with my life besides grow up and eventually have children, be a mom. That was the one thing that I was always so sure of. So when it was time to decide if I was gonna go to college, couldn't figure out what I was gonna do. So I just didn't do that at all. I do have some college credit from dual enrollment. With all of that being said, I'm not entirely sure where that rant came from or what the purpose was. I've been in therapy for the last few years and I have an overwhelming desire now to make sure that my children don't experience the same pressure and struggles that I did. Or at least give them the tools to better manage them. I have thought about going back to school at some point. If I can find something I'm very passionate about, I will hyperfixate on it and get it done. So we'll see if that happens.